That might be a man with nipples has a voice like that. I need to get pet food for my cat. Like,
small talk.
All I heard was Dean talking, and then all of a sudden I heard, "Who's got nipples like that?"
It was Skeletor.
Welcome to Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important. My name is Dylan. I am joined by Sean, Dean, and Money Mendez, Eddie.
What a guy.
What's up, guys? Real quick before we kick into things, because we were talking about something really important, and I don't want that to leave the tip of our tongue. But we want to thank our friends over at Waddle Scrapyard for sponsoring this week's episode of Small Talk. Great guys. So, Dean, you're saying it's 15 grand for this enlargement?
Don't make it sound like I was gonna get it. What the hell? It's 15
No wonder
grand.
why the PC is on hold. He's got other payments he's got to make.
Yeah. Panuma Numa.
So,
Maya.
that was going to be our intro, even if you weren't on the show, Dean, and I was hoping it was just going to, like, surprise you if you were, like, tuning in, and with you being on the show made it even better.
Yeah, Skeletor. I should do, like, a series of Skeletor, like, just doing mundane shit. Like, I need to make a deposit. And, like, he, like, can't get the bank teller to understand him.
That was the first time in a long time I was just like sitting there in my living room. Like it was like late at night. I was getting ready for bed and I was watching your episode, the ins and outs of collecting, and came across that part. And that was the first time in a long time I've just burst out laughing.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. That's what I live for.
That was a good one. All right, we got Danny Lee. What up, Danny? We have somewhat of a packed show, guys. We're going to have to fly through some of the news. Stop me if there's anything specifically in the news you want to talk about. But first off, we kick off smaller talk. So, again, these are things that we're into or that are important to us recently. I know, Sean, I'll let you kick it off first. I know you had some big person stuff you want to talk about and kind of some things that with Pokemon you're starting to get into.
Yeah, man. So, what was it on Saturday last week? My wife and I put money down on a lot for a new house, and goddamn, guys, this thing is huge. This house is crazy. I'm gonna have it's an upstairs game room, and that's gonna lead into a media room. So we're gonna turn that into a theater. And that's also where hopefully the collection's going to end up. And that's where I'll be recording for the foreseeable future.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like, we found a Pokemon like book inside.
So that's separate, right?
Yeah, that's separate. So my son has gotten really into Pokemon within the last 3 weeks. And so we finished like the whole first season. He found out that I had Pokemon Go already downloaded onto my phone. So now every single night we play Pokemon Go.
Nice.
And I pick him up from daycare. We go run to the park real quick and we go hit a couple of Pokestops. Thanks, Danny. He just plays it. He just plays it, and then we run out of Pokeballs. You know, man. Like he's cleaned me out on this game. But it kind of got me back into like the Pokemon game. So I had recently purchased the pre-release for the new packs. So I got some decent cards.
Well, what are they? Tell us what some of the good ones are.
I don't even know how you say this guy's name.
It's
Urshifu VMAX.
Halifino?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
right.
you better watch out. You're going to get canceled talking like that.
What did I
And
say,
then,
man?
That's the joke, dude.
this
Eddie's
guy,
all
he was
concerned.
like a preview exclusive Houndoom.
Oh, dude, you don't know Houndoom?
Well, I know Houndoom.
Oh, I thought that was the one you couldn't pronounce.
And
No,
then,
it was the one before that.
Necrozama. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I know this is off topic, but Eddie, if you're ever live and you run to the bathroom quick, make sure you mute the mic, because I totally can hear you when you go.
You fucking lie. Right now? You heard me right now?
Or before the show, yeah.
Why didn't you do that? That would have been an amazing cold open. You just hear the fucking stream going.
I just
awesome.
remembered it, because I was going to make fun of you at the time, and I got distracted, but...
And
Sorry,
then
go ahead,
if you would have
Sean.
heard that stream, Dean would have known he was lying about the Little Smokies. That shit is loud.
No, dude, it's so small. The pressure comes out.
It's like a pressure washer.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Have you ever seen the opening on a pressure washer compared to a water hose?
Was it like squirt out like a...
You ain't.
Like, what is going on, dude?
So, anyways, is that all?
So
Is that
mean.
all your cards, Sean?
Well, those are the cool ones. Those are the ones I
So-
actually like.
So how many Pokemon are there now?
Shit, dude, I don't even know.
I have no clue.
Dude,
Sean,
I-
Like a Generation 6 or something. We've been watching
my.
Pokemon videos on YouTube, and there's like a Generation 6 and
I know
it's
they
just
just
crazy.
like ran out of ideas, and now there's like, it's like
Zebras.
it's a gun. It's like what the fuck? Like
and
this Pokemon's a sword.
well, I've been out of it for like we sell them at the shop, right? And I guess I've been out of it for so long that apparently Pokemon's like a hot commodity right now.
Dude, it is.
They sell out like crazy.
Yeah,
So-
in fact, Stevens from Stevens Collectibles says he can't keep them on the shelf.
Nope.
People show up because they know, like, oh, he's gonna get them Monday morning, and they're like waiting at his store when he gets there.
So all of this though leads into a story that I have about Pokemon. So about 2 years ago, my mom, who works at a school in our district, said, "Hey, you know, this kid, he really wants some Pokemon cards, and I was wondering if you still had yours, and if you do, if you wouldn't mind maybe donating them to him." And like it was that classic Pokemon binder. I think it had like Snorlax on it or whatever. It said Pokemon across it, right? Red and yellow or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything with that. You know, it's just kind
Oh
of sitting
my
here.
god!
And obviously, it had a lot of the base set. Stuff
Yeah,
in it
like
because
first
that's what
editions.
Our day.
Yeah,
and
we
age was.
started it.
Yeah, you know. So I was like, "Yeah, Mom. I mean, if he wants it, he could have it." I go. The stipulation is though, if he ever wants to get rid of it, he has to donate it to somebody else. Now he's a kid. I don't know if he's gonna uphold that or not. But I basically gave away a base set of Pokemon cards. It wasn't all of them, and there wasn't a ton of good things in there. I didn't have no like Charizard or Blastoise, nothing like that. But I was just like,
Dude, I cannot find, to save my life, my Pokemon binder. I have no idea where it is.
well, when you find it, give it to me.
I've looked high and low. Dude, because
Yeah.
I know for a fact I have like a first edition Charizard, first edition, all of them. Like that. I mean, my generation is what started off the Pokemon craze. So I'm
But-
like, where the fuck are all my cards?
But anyway, so the plan was, and hopefully it stays this way, as long as I can acquire them, I'm going to buy maybe like a booster box or something like that and see what I pull. Hopefully it's some decent cards where I could reinvest it into another set and just kind of go that route. Maybe put some money aside for it or something like that and just kind of let it rotate through. Just have some fun opening packs and stuff like that.
So, yeah, real quick, is your son and you into any figures, Sean?
So, man, that's a can of worms right there because
What are those ones that Zach likes a lot, Dean? What's the brand? Is that Super 7?
No,
it's not.
Shit, I don't remember, honestly. I'm not a Pokemon guy.
Look, I still have these. These are the only ones I still have from when I was a kid. I don't think
hell
they're worth
yes.
anything.
Oh, that's like
I remember those.
I remember, yeah. Were those those weren't the McDonald's cards, were they?
I don't know I don't know where I got them. I just remember I liked them more than the actual cards because they were like a full art version. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think even though they're really cool, I don't think they're worth shit.
I mean,
I don't
think
think
you need to look it
surprised.
up because these things are going crazy.
Yeah,
They're going
you'd be
crazy.
shocked.
And to Dylan, to answer your question, he watched me starting off with like the Marvel Legends and stuff, and basically I gave him a bunch of my other Marvel Legends that I was okay with him having. I ended up picking up like the Deluxe Venom, the Eddie Brock version, a while back and stuff, and he's got like a couple of Build-A-Figures himself. He liked the that original Thanos Build-A-Figure from Infinity War. So he has things like that, Taskmaster, Spy Master. He has a Black Widow, a couple Iron Mans, stuff like that. So he has himself a pretty decent collection. It's funny because one of my boss over at the shop, he was like, I sent him a picture, go my collection and my son's collection, and his collection almost looked a little bit better than mine. So
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. I like Amanda is not my girlfriend is not into collecting it whatsoever, but we went to her mom's place a couple months ago, and she found her Pokemon binder, and she's got quite a bit in there. That was pretty fun going through stuff with her. That's something I haven't been able to really experience much of, but
Your mom's Pokemon binder?
No, so Amanda, my girlfriend's at her mom's place.
Oh,
they
I was gonna say, dude, how old is your mom?
Dude, get off your phone.
I'm trying to converse with her.
Attention. So some other additional kind of things that I just wanted to go over that I thought was kind of big. Toys R Us sold again. Per CNN, they do have plans on trying to reopen again, vast scale around the United States, because I think they're still in Canada. So that's pretty exciting. The other big thing, so I have a Hazard Squad Gomez. I might just save this for an unboxing episode. I was going to do it in the show, but I think we're going to run long, so I'll just do that in an unboxing on Collecting Weekly. But another big thing is Mezco. So the CEO of Mezco finally hopped on an interview. He is notorious for avoiding him. He doesn't like him. He gets nervous. He's said that before. And he hopped on with Paige from the Toy Page on the Hangout the Hangout episode 27. And it's really good. I think it's only on Instagram as of right now. But if you're at all a Mezco fan, definitely check that out. They cover a lot of things, mainly on the back end, which is really interesting. I feel like a lot of Mezco fans are to a certain extent, they're worse than Hot Toy fans for not understanding business processes and kind of the operations end of things. But he explained a lot of that. It's really good. I have about 30 minutes left, and I think it's like 2 hours long. But some points he touched on is so a big thing he's notorious for is that everyone says is that he hates Robin. That's why they've made 1,000 Batman figures and never a Robin one. He addressed that, and he had a really good point, and it's kind of always been my thinking on Robin as well. That's another big reason why I haven't cared that they haven't made a Robin. But essentially he said Batman is in this universe that's set up to be as about realistic as you can make a superhero with like the money and resources and training he has. He's like he's dressed in dark. He beats bad guys up at night. He lives to create fear in them. And then you have this boy dressed in underwear and spandex and like in colors of red and green, trying to help him out, like doing much. He's like, it just doesn't make any sense to what Batman stands for, in my opinion. Like, it's just very unrealistic that something like that would actually be happening. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was interesting. Another big thing that he covered was Batman 1989 figure that's been delayed for a while now. Mm-hmm. That's actually been a 9-year project going on. He was talking about after they secured the license, trying to come up with the correct fabric and materials that he likes. He doesn't like the silicone. He doesn't like he kind of alluded to the material that Hot Toys uses. He didn't say it specifically, but when he described the material that he doesn't like, that's what he was talking about. So it's interesting. I'm excited to see what that one turns out like. Since he was saying that he didn't like that, he was saying a lot of the delays are his fault. He took full responsibility for it, and a lot of that is disagreements with the manufacturers, on the end product and prototypes and things like that. He said he's a perfectionist, so he sends them back an awful lot. Another point he touched on is he is aware of the John Wick / Superman head sculpts that weren't very well liked. That it was interesting. He just owned up to it with the John Wick thing and with the Superman thing. He said, I tried to make up for it by adding in an extra head sculpt that we didn't market. And that's something that you don't hear the complainers talk about at all. That's 100% right. If you look at the preview pictures for it, he doesn't come with that third head, which that they included. Yeah. So he also said crowdfunding is in the plans going forward. God. But for big things, he said it got started on it because of vehicles mainly. Because he explained that he teased a Batmobile from Justice League years ago and pretty much said in this episode that it's dead in the water. It's just too much of a undertaking for them. And then the other thing he talked about, which is in reference to a big topic that we talked about the last 2 episodes, is the weapons embargo. That's what he called it. That Warner Bros. Is putting on. He said Warner Bros. Has been getting weird. He said it's very tough to understand. He doesn't 100% know what's going on, but he described it as Warner Brothers taking it by a price point. So very salty comment coming. Yeah, no kidding. That's coming from Dean Soon, I'm guessing. Is that what you're referencing, Mark? But yeah, so he mentioned that because this is relevant to all companies, right? Not just Mezco. Is he was saying like at a certain price point, DC or Warner Brothers is not allowing triggered weapons to come the price point below a certain amount. They're not allowing triggered weapons to come with toys. And above that price, they can come with them, but they cannot market them. So that's the reason why on that Prime 1 statue for that Batman, he had no guns, but he's still coming with them. Their Constantine, he ensured don't worry about it because that one was marketed with the guns. It's going to get the guns. He said going forward, it's going to be a lot tougher with DC figures. He said especially like people like Penguin, without a gun, he's just kind of a short guy with a big nose, is what he said. So he's like, it's going to be tough, he said, moving forward. But those are some big things that he alluded to. Deanie, are you going to fall asleep on the cam with us?
No, I'm good.
Oh. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. Is my mic skipping?
A little. I don't know if it's just like lag or what, but...
Yeah, I've been having issues today, so sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with either my computer or StreamYard. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So that's just some things I wanted to touch on, and then obviously Hasbro Fan Fest is coming up April 9th. And nice. April 9th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's going to be, I'm guessing, a ton of exclusives coming. That luckily, I think my Pulse membership's still going on, but they're going to show stuff for Fortnite, Transformers, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Marvel, Star Wars, is what they all kind of alluded to. There's obviously going to be a ton of things. Like I said, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by Sci-Fi Wire on-air correspondent Jackie Jennings. But yeah, so make sure you check that out, and April 9th, check out Hasbro Pulse for some exclusives and some other releases coming up. But yeah, that's all I got. Eddie, and then Eddie, you guys, anything recent that I guess was exciting?
I picked this up today. The Dragon Ball Z Figure Arts Bardock.
Where'd you get that from?
Stevens. he got it in stock, I guess, like a week ago, and I just like haven't been able to get down there. And then I went on like 2 days ago, and he had closed. I guess because COVID has his hours weird, so it's like, oh, he closes at 7, so I show up at 6, but he had left at 5, and I was like, oh. I drove all the way over here, so I messaged him. I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. And then the next day he was like, dude, family emergency, we're not open today.
Oh, shit.
Which, you know, I'm not going to knock him for that, but I was just like, oh, I really wanted to pick up this figure. So today I was like, I'm getting it today, so I went and got it.
Dude, that's a dope pickup.
Hell yeah.
Bardock is cool, man.
Thanks, dude. What about you?
I have one of the statues, you know, they do I think it's Grandista? Or, I have that statue of Bardock.
So, anyone spend the stimmy check yet on anything big?
I haven't got it.
Yeah,
As soon as I get it.
yeah, so I got mine yesterday. So I went and dropped off my PC to get built. So in like 7 days I'll get that. And then I just bought the mouse and keyboard. And then tomorrow I'm probably going to buy a monitor. But yeah, that PC is fucking expensive. It's like $1,700.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm.
Stimulus money's going to the house. Rightfully
Yeah.
so, though, man. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be the best.
It'll
be the best unboxing ever.
There you go. The best
would
news
be
this
sick.
week.
That would be sick.
Stay tuned, September.
There's an XM Studios Ghost Rider statue that is like really sought after, and it's sold out, and it goes for a lot on the secondary market. I think I might use most of it towards that when I get it.
Okay.
It's like
Are you
a
big
$2,000 statue.
Big Ghost Rider fan?
Dude, next to... So, I think Cosmic Ghost Rider is my favorite character in Marvel, period. And so, Cosmic Ghost Rider is Ghost Rider, Punisher, Frank Castle, like, in one. So,
Yep.
yeah, I like Ghost Rider a lot.
Yeah, Sean and I have covered him a couple times. Isn't he considered like the most powerful Marvel superhero?
I think he was when he came out, but I don't know if he is anymore.
No.
Because for a second did he wield Mjolnir, Sean? Or no? Or did he die?
No, he got smashed by Milner though.
Oh, okay.
No, but I think, man, I can't remember now. But oh, you know what I'm thinking of is when he does his penance stare on Thanos, and he's just like, "There's nothing."
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty cool. I mean, soon after the Thanos Win book came out, you know, they started releasing things like there was a new Guardians run that came after that.
Yeah.
Things started like leaking out for Null and stuff, and they basically just threw him into the main continuity through Guardians of the Galaxy stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the main, like the most powerful, but he's, like I said, he's Ghost Rider, he's Frank Castle, he's a Herald of Galactus.
That's right.
So that's where he got his cosmic powers. And he drives like a badass cosmic space bike.
What's crazy though is like,
spoiler if you haven't read the book, but he's Thanos' dad. So it pretty much raised Thanos. So
I mean,
it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool character.
I think he might have undone it though. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like you'd have to really dive into it though. What's crazy though is like he doesn't want to be it though. You know, he makes the deals that he makes, right? And then becomes Herald and things like that. But he was talking to Odin one time, and he's like up in Valhalla, and he's like I just want to be me now, like leave me alone.
That's
and Odin was like, you don't have an option. Yep. Is that Donny Cates'
book?
signature?
Yeah, signed by Donny Cates.
Nice.
I know it's only a 9.4, but this is the first issue of his first solo run.
My Thanos 13 got a 9.6, and I was so mad because all I had to do was spend an extra $10 to go get it.
How come you didn't list that one for sale? I would have took that one. Sell that one to me, Sean.
No.
I'll buy it. Come on.
No, I have a whole Thanos Wins like display now, dude. Like that was
That's
one of the
badass.
best books I've ever read.
Dude, I want that 13. That shit sells for a lot if you have a 9.8.
Like 300 or 400, depending on if it's a
Yeah.
9.6 or a 9.8.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry to break it up. Let's hit the news quick. We got to start that up. I feel like Dean's going to fall asleep here.
I'm not. I'm looking at my phone. I'm in the chat with the Patreonies. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's okay.
I got mad at Eddie for doing that literally a minute ago. But like, I'm like more important to the channel. You know what I mean? So I can do whatever I want.
Wow, man,
I'm kidding. I'm not
And
Zach.
there it
it
is.
was fun.
I'm not Zach. Love the
Oh
shade.
no, Eddie, come back.
I want my Patreon money back.
Hey, that's Bose.
Yeah, we gotta talk about what's going on in that chat after the show here. But so first, Mezco had quite a bit of news since the last show actually. Like we talked about in the last show, they had the Toysfair 2021 exclusive chest with the Krieg Black Spartan. This guy has been shipping out. I have him here. I have not unboxed him yet, but I've heard pretty good things about him. Destro, actually, this was teased during their Toys Fair, and now it is for real. He also, in that interview, did say that he wants to come out with G.I. Joe every quarter. So this is going to hopefully be one of 3 more this year. Or one of 4 this year. So hopefully we have 3 more coming. It looks pretty good. It'll be interesting. It'll be easier to keep up with this line, I think, and less frustrating as of right now than trying to go with Hasbro's G.I. Joes. Yes, it's quite a bit less expensive. He does come with quite a bit, so he'll be pretty dynamic. I'm not a huge fan of the way his neck piece is kind of set up that goes around it. It's a little too flary for me, but overall, I think he looks pretty good. The gun is pretty cool. How it comes apart can kind of become one, and then he's got a briefcase that can do a couple different things, or
Dylan,
2 of them.
I can't see it.
Oh,
I was like, when is it going to show us what it looks like?
my bad. There you go.
There it
Yeah.
goes.
So
I was like, oh, I guess he's going to talk about it and then show us. And then I was like, well, when's it?
No, I just completely forgot to share it out. So yeah, he comes with, I think, 2 guns, and like I said, the one breaks down, can either be a pistol or kind of turn itself into a rifle. And yeah, he looks pretty loaded. I mean, you have to when you want to compete with $20 Hasbro figures, which are arguably a way better deal for the value. But at the same time, a lot of the good ones, actually really any of them, are very hard to find. I know like Zach has always talked about how he's been to stores and never seen one in stores. So this guy should be mass produced. He's not an exclusive, so you should be able to get him from really anywhere. But it is actually $100, so it's pretty spendy. Due for Q1 2022. And then there's Slugfest and Pouring of Badassery. So the Krieg came with a comic that had kind of a store in there, and also the Bodega box, the Hazard Squad Gomez here, came with a comic as well, alluded to today, the 18th. The Slugfest and Pouring of Badassery. Huh?
A Rumble Society comic or like a different?
Yeah, Rumble Society comic. Okay. In the middle of it, they put like fake ads, like what you would see like in the old style comics, like ads in between the pictures.
Yeah.
And I think some of them still do that, but they pretty much do it to their own store. And they alluded to today a bunch of stuff being released. But Baron Benz was something that got released as well before that even. So this is $95, shipping right away, sold out in roughly 18 minutes or so. I think might have even been less than that. But so it's the same figure, except he as the first Baron Benz, the blue one, except this guy's black and orange colored themes. And then he comes with 2 head sculpts as well. So he has 4 interchangeable heads. And then his smoke effects that he comes with are like red, orange, black, kind of lava themed.
Was it a net? That comes with a
net? Yeah, some sort of net. And
the fish,
of course,
the aquaticons.
Yeah,
the fish don't fit into that one like they did the last one, huh?
They're supposed to. I watched D Amazing's review. I haven't done it yet. Like I said, this one I just got in today, so I haven't checked it out and messed with it yet. But apparently they fit in those slots of the smoke effects, here. I don't think it comes with as many. The other one came with more Aquaticons.
Yeah,
this guy only comes with 4. And the storyline behind him had something to do with him getting chased there by the Krieg, who's a bounty hunter pretty much, and he kind of got rejuvenated, powered up by the lava from the bottom of the ocean, and now they're fighting pretty much. That's kind of like the light story yet. I got to catch up on the comics with that come with the figures, but they also came out with today, actually at noon or 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Black Skull's Death Brigade for $85 a piece, shipping in March, they say, and it sold out in 15 minutes or so. Jeez. Roughly around that. And this one was a nightmare for a lot of people. I think we had people in the chat that were kind of talking about it. And yeah, it was tough to get. Like with me, I got like the 501 error when I checked out, and when I refreshed the page, it came back and nothing was in my cart. So then I just went and checked my account, and sure enough, my order went through. And yeah, a lot of people were having issues. I know a lot of people didn't get them. So another thing, if you guys remember, year and a half ago or maybe a year ago, they came out with Golden Head Gomez. Mm-hmm. Well, that pack came with a little ring that you decipher, cheesy little thing. But when they came out that ring, they promised that it was going to have $100 plus worth of prizes, or I guess money, from that ring that you decode. Well, yesterday or the day before, 2 days ago, I got an email and it had the code in there, and it said use code SKULLS when you check out. And when you did that, you got 3 of these guys. If you bought 3 of these guys, you got the 4th one free.
Wow.
So that was a big reason he sold out fast. I kind of feel bad for a lot of people because I know that there was a lot that didn't get them. But yeah,
how much was this?
$85 retail.
Oh, okay.
See, that's not bad. Every time I see Mezcos are like fucking $150, $125. It's like, dude, why are these so expensive?
So base figures, the most expensive they've ever been is $100. The problem is they package them in big old like boxes and give you a bunch of stuff that you don't ask for. That's sometimes the big issue I have. Long time listener, first time caller.
That's my uncle.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't mind them at this price. They all are roughly this price. The only time you'll see them more is if they're either deluxe, so they come with a bunch more accessories, or they're light up. But sorry, Eddie, you were going to say something.
Packed full of stuff.
Oh, I was just gonna say with this line, I think this line is really cool, and I love the figures, and I love that they're like, they can be anything, right? They could be a villain. You can use all these Gomez and all these different characters for anything. I just don't like the hype and like how hard these are to get. Like if you don't get them immediately, they resell for like double or triple the price sometimes, especially if it's a Gomez. And so it's cool if you can get them, but if you can't, like, it's pretty much sucks. Like, I think they should do a better job of making this more available to Mezco fans. Like,
I agree.
Give it to people who have like an account with Mezco. Let them order first. Like, they need to do something that makes these more attainable.
Yeah, no, I agree. To me, it's somewhat, I understand because they want full control over their own license, but at the same
Mm.
time, like you said, try and at least try and make sure everyone gets them. Now, they kind of repack them in different ways. So like
That's true.
this guy is pretty much built out like the White Skull, which was very exclusive. I didn't get the White Skull. I didn't hop on that quick enough because that was limited to 500 and sold out in like 2 minutes or less. And but the thing is they also came out with like a weapons pack and then like a soft goods expansion pack too.
Hmm.
And that expansion pack, you could essentially turn this guy into the White Skull. So they'll do kind of backhanded re-releases in a sense to where you can almost kind of create or put together, very similar figures you missed. But yeah, I agree. I wish they weren't exclusive. I feel like the scalping part of it's part of the hobby. It's part of any collecting hobby, but it feeds off itself when you have things like that happen. I feel like it just gets worse and worse. And when the harder things are to get, the more people you're going to have coming into it for it. I was lucky. I got into it relatively early because I wanted villains for Batman. That was that like you said, that's the cool thing about them. So like these guys, they'd be awesome like henchmen for like Black Mask or something, to display against Batman or whoever you want. And yeah, pretty easy for that. But yeah, I agree. I wish more people could get it. It's makes too many people mad. I would I would definitely agree there. Um, but yeah, they also released a weapons pack. So this is their second one. This one's kind of a ninja weapons pack they called it the Dragon Clan weapons pack for $30. Comes with a ton of stuff. I'm not going to go through it all, but yeah, this stuff's pretty cool. Love these accessories. I've gotten them with a couple Mezcos.
Yeah, grenades, shurikens,
Gomez.
throwing stars,
Yeah.
claws, katanas.
And I think these are still up right now. You can still buy them for $30.
Naginata.
Not. Oh, that's how you say. I overpronounce a lot of those things. Yeah. So the soft goods expansion pack that is $50, and that I think is sold out and shipping April to May. That was the only pre-order item on there that they released.
Trench coat in a backpack? Did they make a Raphael or what?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are talking about like it's very similar like Constantine reuse. And
why is everyone coming with nets?
Yeah,
Even the skull guy had a net.
I don't get that. I know because the Krieg guys are supposed to be bounty hunters, so they showed like a short film of him dragging figures around or dragging like his people around in the net. But yeah, it's not really an accessory I'd ever use. But and they also did a base and stand set as well for $25. Kind of expensive for 3 of them. But I guess I don't really know. I know NECA came out with a pack that was like $10 worth, and you got a ton. But they didn't have the hand.
Their stands are awful. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have like the hand and arm.
I Figure Arts stand pack for about that much.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think it had 3 stands, a couple other connections to it.
Okay. All right. Well, then it's fair. I'll give them credit there. I didn't order any of them. I don't need them right now. But yeah, just some cool things they released. Now, for the thing, probably the biggest news in the toy world the last, I would say, week. Have you guys seen this movie yet? So this is McFarlane finally showed and put up their figures for the new Justice League Zack Snyder cut movie. So included in this is there's supposed to be Batman, an unmasked Batman that I haven't seen yet. Superman, Target exclusive, and that's the regular colored one. And then a black suit Superman, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and then there's a dark side armorless version. Yeah. And then apparently there's an armored version, but I don't think that armored version's up yet, and he's going to be an exclusive. And then Steppenwolf. But have you guys seen the movie yet? I think it just got released today, right?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I wanted to check it out, but I don't have HBO, whatever it's called. And
I thought you did.
no.
It's also
Dean,
4 hours
if you really
long,
want to
so-
watch
Yeah.
it, man, I'll ask Adriana to give me the sign in so you can watch it. I don't. It's not
Wow.
It's my girl's sign in, and
What
you
a,
can.
s-
She'll send it to you. So
what a sweetheart. Yeah, it's just like I also didn't have 4 hours today, but
Yeah.
I want to check it out. It looks really good.
dude. Yeah.
The Doomsday kind of weirds me out. This figure because it's like
Dark
he did
Side,
that
you mean?
Oh yeah, Darkseid. He did that Thanos thing where he takes off his armor, but he still has like neck armor. It's like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like his traps are armored, but that's it. And he also has like a concave chest. Like he had a bunch of heart surgery when he was little.
Well, it's supposed to be like the Omega symbol. And I wasn't a huge fan of the way they made him look. He kind of looks really skimpy. Like he's typically, you think of Darkseid and you think of like a really jacked up, like thick boy. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Steppenwolf looks more intimidating. Whatever his name is looks kind of sickly. Like if you hit him too hard, he'll just collapse.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. But I think so. Steppenwolf and Darkseid are $40. They're called Mega Figs. It's like a new line, bigger figures that they're doing for ones that aren't Build-A-Figures.
Yeah.
Target's website has them all to be released May 31st as of right now. But yeah, we'll have to see.
That's not terrible.
I don't think I'm gonna get any of these. What about you, Sean?
Man, I've only watched part of Justice League, the first version of it, right? And just since all of these trailers have been dropping, and I've been watching, it's just, man, I wouldn't say like I'm hooked on it, but like I'm interested. Like I want to see what it's about now. I'm more of a Marvel guy, in and out, man, like figures and comics and things like that. But like these guys are kind of interesting to me. Like I'm even just the Justice League set, the Batman looks cool, the black suits, Superman, the regular Superman, they all look pretty cool to me. Now I probably won't get them, but if I happened upon maybe a Batman, I might pick it up, and then go on with the other guys. Depending on how the movie is, I'd make my decision on Darkseid. Whether which way I would go on the figure if I happen to cross it.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be easier to find down the road. The hype is definitely doing it. McFarlane released this right on time. What about you, Eddie?
I'm probably not going to get these, but I think if you are looking to get Justice League figures, this is probably the best route to go. We might see other 1/12 scale companies making these now. Like this is just the first stuff we've seen, but I think paint, sculpt, price-wise, McFarlane is the best when it comes to DC figures. So if I was a DC guy, I'd go this way.
I mean, it's better than what Mattel was giving us for years.
Yeah, for sure.
If I really felt the need to have the squad on my shelf, this is kind of the way to do it, right? It's not too expensive, and they're gonna make
100%.
every character, as opposed to Hot Toys. We'll probably never ever get a Cyborg.
I know.
And those figures, or I don't know, they're coming out with Nightmare Batman again, so maybe they will do some re-releases. But when you're forming a team, that gets real expensive. But if I watch this movie and I'm like, fuck, I want the whole squad, I'll probably pick these up. But as of right now, I'm okay with my like 3 DC Hot Toys figures.
Yeah.
Well, and isn't McFarlane just doing like they're not afraid to go outside the box a little bit, I feel like we know what to expect from Hasbro for the most part, and I guess because they drop a lot of the Marvel stuff. Like this would be the next closest thing to that to get DC stuff. So, like I think he's doing some interesting stuff. I've not picked up a figure from McFarlane yet. The spawns were pretty cool. That probably was the closest I was to maybe picking up a McFarlane, but just from what he goes over on his live streams and stuff, like they're different enough to like check it out. Like if you wanted to see what a McFarlane toy was about or figure was about, then this would be a good way to do it, especially if you're a comic book fan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting. And what were you gonna say?
I'm
Eddie?
sad that there isn't a Nightmare Batman in this lineup. Because
Also, where's Wonder Woman?
Not
We get
yet.
Two
No,
flashes, but no Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Maybe because he
that
just
was
did a
my
Wonder
bad.
Woman.
No, that was my bad. They are.
there
doing
is one?
Yeah, there is one.
Oh, I thought
That
this
was
was
my
like the case wave.
Yeah.
No, these were all individual pictures I had to pull, and I messed up. I put 2 flash pics on, but yeah, there's Wonder Woman in there.
He isn't the best at likenesses, is he? Like, the figure looks great. It looks movie accurate. But the
McFarlane?
faces, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
faces aren't
historically,
there.
he's insanely good at likenesses.
Like,
well, with
what?
the DC ones, he has not been great.
Like, what's an example, Dean? Like old stuff? Because
Yeah, like his
normally he does
NFL
comic
figures.
stuff. Oh, okay.
Dude, his NFL figure or his basketball figures, those things are insane good.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, notoriously, like McFarlane was known for the sculpt. Like you knew the figure wasn't gonna have articulation, but the sculpt was gonna be like no contest. I guess now it's kind of like that has to take a backseat to the articulation, like engineering wise.
Yeah. That Timmy Duncan one that he came out with a few years, it was probably more like 5 or 6 years ago now. I think I just saw it. It was going for like $40-$50.
Yeah, they get pretty up there. I think the LaMarcus Aldridge that he came out with when he joined the Spurs, his name is spelled wrong on the packaging. It's like LaMarcus Aldridge or something. It's like all fucked up. And like that, dude, the price skyrocketed because they all came out wrong.
And then there's the Kawhi Leonard one, and that one dropped so hard. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, not here anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's gonna be that's a good point, Eddie. I think that was you that said that this is just the first wave for a brand of these figures that we'll see. I know Iron Studios is doing has already showed some statues and stuff like that. So
Prime One, Iron Studios, Hot Toys, like Dean said, they already have stuff coming. So.
Yeah, and I know even in the like Mezco, they did almost all the figures from the original one except for Cyborg, I think, and obviously Steppenwolf. But he said he would consider redoing them again if they like the movie and depending on how it turns
that would be,
out.
I was thinking that I was like, I'm interested to see what Mafex does. Because Mafex has done some Justice League stuff, and what Mezco does, because they've done some stuff, like a Mezco movie Steppenwolf or Darkseid would be really cool to see.
It would be. They do a good job with it. It's tough to say how they would do the Darkseid if he's got his armor off the whole time, but
I mean, they did
comic
a
Darkseid.
Wonder Woman. Yeah,
they did Armored Batman.
They did cinematic Wonder Woman. Yeah, Armored Batman.
Yeah.
Tactical.
And the Batman and Superman figures from BVS that they did, and Tactical from Justice League Batman are all amazing figures. Actually, I have the Tactical Batman, and I was blown away by him. I got it out of replacement of wanting the Hot Toys one, and it totally itched my need for it. So there you go. Thanks. Shut up.
My balls.
So they also showed the DC Multiverse Build-A-Figure version of Batman and Batman Beyond Shriek. So there's two versions of the one on the left.
And
One is a build.
Boba
One is a.
Yeah, it's Batman Beyond Boba Fett.
It looked
kinda.
more like something from Ben 10 to me. I was like, is this Ben 10?
Yeah, it does.
I know nothing about Shriek. I watched Batman Beyond growing up, but I do not remember this character at all.
I'd never heard of it.
So there's two versions of it. The Target exclusive is the Build-A-Figure, I think, and that's $25, and the regular one is $10. Exclusive is releasing July 27th, and I think the regular is coming out. Actually, that one's July 27th. I think the exclusive's not till later. But yeah, they also are doing an unmasked Flashpoint Batman. The Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman obviously comes with a sword, and
This
obviously
one
unmasked.
is no guns because of the rule now.
Believe
Aha!
so.
So you get something
believe so.
if you bought the original release. You get the guns
So-
because the original didn't come with that head.
Right.
So, I mean, his holsters look like there's something in it, but I'm assuming you can't take them out. This is the gimmick.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Maybe, and maybe this one got done.
Before.
Yeah, maybe this one was finished before. Like I know Mez mentioned, since they were able to market Constantine like with the cigarette and his guns and everything like that. That they're getting away with still releasing that as such, but yeah.
They
Holy sh-
So does he not come with a helmeted head? Because it's not
No.
shown, or is that just not?
That's a figure
Or the
they've
cowl,
already
I
done.
mean.
Yeah, that's the figure they've already done before. I don't believe this one does.
Wow.
So
I mean, that's
And-
cool
and-
for collectability, I guess. For if you got
yeah,
the last
and their comic book version ones like this and animated series have been fine as far as head sculpts. The ones we're giving them shit for are obviously like movie reel ones, but their comic book esque ones I think did well. Another wave that got released, Build-A-Figure wave, is for DC Comics Metal, and it comes with Robin, King, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, and then they build a figure to Dark Father, which is like a big Batman figure kind of thing. It's actually kind of creepy,
With the metal axe, but it's really
Yeah,
guitar.
something
Why is it
like
creepy?
that. No, the Dark Father, the one that they all build a figure into. I wasn't able to get a good picture of him.
I
But
guess I
yeah.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's like a big dark blue looking Batman. He looks like I don't know. It's tough to explain, but he's a little freaky, but
It looks like Darkseid, right?
kinda ish. Yeah.
I think, yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
What's his name?
Dark Father. And that's the build a figure. These are all due May 16th for 24, either in between 20 and $25, I believe, off Target's website. And then they're also doing I don't have a picture here for it. Yeah, that's him. I don't know how to blow Eddie up here.
Yeah, I'll do it.
There you go. Yeah.
So he kind of, he looks like, I think that's who he's mixed with is Darkseid. I think.
Oh, is it?
Oh, now I don't know what the hell.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all due May 16th. And then Dark Knight's Metal Multiverse Batman Earth 1 Devastator and Superman 2-pack. I don't have a picture because it's just kind of a repack of the two. Though that is released due March 21st, and that's in a range of $40 to $44, depending where you get it from. And there's also another gold label figure that McFarlane announced. This is Dark Knight's Red Death version, looking to be April sometime. Don't know the deets yet. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Walmart again. But
This is kind of cool because it could be like a reverse Flash version of, what is this figure? Red Death? Yellow Death, I guess.
that is,
But it could be like a reverse Flash. That's cool.
that it is kind of a good point. But if you find one of these, I know most people don't want to open them up because they're pretty expensive. I think they're like $30,
I've never
and then
seen
plus
one of
they're.
these in stores.
I haven't either.
Are these, because the gold labels are usually Walmart exclusives, right? Or are they anywhere? I don't know why I assumed they were Walmart.
Yeah, they're almost always Walmart. Mark, you shut your damn mouth. Love my Batman figures. I'm just kidding. Love you, Mark. But yeah, so moving on to SH Figure Arts.
Hey.
I don't know how I missed this one. This is Monster Arts Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Zinogre. $128 off Big Bad Toy Store, due to release August 2021, and it looks to be almost 12 inches long. So it is going to be somewhat big, but pretty sweet looking. I love their Monster Arts line. That's my favorite Tamashii Nations for sure. But
especially the Monster Hunter stuff. The Monster Hunter stuff looks really cool.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I wish the game was better, but yeah, the Monster Hunter line, I got a good look at. Whatever the last one they came out with,
it was like a dragon, right?
Yeah, Steven had one at his shop, and I was able to check it out, and it was really nice, like shockingly nice. I was like, oh damn.
Is Monster Hunter the game they made a live action movie of recently?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. I've heard good things though.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I haven't looked at a lot of other because they've had two other releases from their Monster Hunter line, I guess, of their Monster Arts. It's a lot of monsters. They've had two of them released, and I think they've gotten pretty good reviews. Have you ever dabbled in their Monster Arts line, Sean?
I have not, but this is good enough to get me into it. I think this is awesome.
If anyone remembers, obviously their Godzillas are pretty awesome. Their Godzilla figures that they made, like Godzilla Earth from the Netflix anime, Netflix original cartoon Godzilla. That is one of my all-time favorite figures. I love that one. There's technically two versions of it, but those are great ones. But yeah, they're pretty well known for them. I wish they would come out with more on the Monster Arts line, but I understand they're not the most popular. So this is Spirit Robots under Bandai. This isn't Figure Arts, but I know Zach and Dean discussed this a bit on Collecting Weekly last week, but they're doing Atlas Destroyer. It's a P Bandai exclusive right now, or it was originally, but I think you can get it at Big Bad Toy Store. I think Zach said now for like $45 because his shipping notification, they found it cheaper.
Yeah, in fact, I made a mistake on the show. I was like, "Oh, it's only $5. It's actually $15." Yeah, it's a pretty good savings. $44.99 down from $59.99. Honestly, the show's not that good, so like I'm not gonna get this.
I'm still only 3 or 4 episodes in, and it's okay right now. I gotta keep watching it, but like Zach, I loved the first Pacific Rim. The second one was there, but
I don't have a Gypsy Danger, but I have the one from the second movie. I forget what it's called. Gypsy Avenger, right?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, I have the Gypsy Avenger in this line, and I will tell you, it's sweet. It's a really cool figure.
Really?
Yeah. So I have no doubt this one's going to be pretty cool. I just don't want anything to do with the show.
It's that.
It's just not good.
I couldn't get past the second episode. I was like, I don't want to watch this.
It's not like egregious where you're just like, the whole thing offends me, but it's just kind of like, can this end?
Yeah.
And I think I told Zach, there was like at a certain point I was like, this is stupid, I'm done watching this. And it was like the last episode, like the last spoken line in the last episode. I was like, thank God that's where it ended, because I wouldn't have continued watching it. Like,
yeah, it is just nice how they're short episodes.
Yeah, they actually are kind of short. I finished all of season 1 in one sitting, which I thought was kind of crazy. That's why I was like, I'm not watching the show anymore. And I was like, oh, I finished it. But Yeah, so it bums me out because I kind of wanted to get it, but as it said, something like no.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
the
still a
NECA
cool. It's still a cool. Why am I forgetting what they're called? It's a cool one to put with your
Jaeger.
Gypsy Avenger.
Jaeger.
Yeah, it's a cool Jaeger to
Yeah.
put with your Avenger. You know.
I guess that's true.
I've wanted to get into the comics of these a bit, but yeah, I was super into the first one, loved it, and NECA did a great job of really doing a big line on it. Like they produced, God, it had to have been like 15 figures just from the first movie when they came out, and they were awesome. I have a box full of them still, and the only issue I had with them is they didn't make the Jaegers and the Kaijus initially the same scale or the right scale with each other, so they had to kind of go back and redo a couple of them, which I appreciated. But yeah, I wish they would still kind of have. I wish they would still have the license for it. But this one does look good. If you're a big fan of the show. Also, just today,
Oh my
teased on
goodness.
P Bandai. I'm guessing this is
my
coming.
Lord.
Now I
The
know what
S-
Sean was talking about.
SH figure arts, the Falcon
Dude.
and Winter Soldier. I think right now the yen translates to like 131 for Falcon and 81 for Winter Soldier. Pretty spendy, but that's Marvel's fault. That's not SH figure arts. That's a lot of licensing costs. And yeah, these look tough for the head sculpt.
Why does Falcon look like he's 70 years old?
We'll have to, like I said, these are early pictures. I wasn't able to find a ton. I don't think any US retailers have them yet up for pre-order. We'll have to see more pics, but
I was like,
Hopefully
what's
they-
Bucky doing with George Jefferson?
George.
Moving on up, moving on up.
He
Yeah,
must have went
we'll have
back
to
in
see
time
him.
with Cap, dude.
Zach,
He
or
lived throughout the 50s.
yeah, I don't know. We're hating on head sculpts. I just think of Zach right away. Sean, what do you think of it?
Man, I have the Infinity War Falcon, and I'm good with it. You know, like I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for the continuation of these characters and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I pick them up, it'll probably be like a Marvel Legends. I don't like these at all.
Well,
Even
the cool
Bucky-
thing
even
is, though,
Bucky.
if you have that head sculpt for the Falcon, you can just get this and then put that head sculpt on there and have
Very
that
true.
look from the show. So people who have the old Falcon, maybe they can pick it up and they'll have that look.
That's
Well-
true, because Anthony Mackie looks the same in every fucking movie he's in.
This
He
is true.
does.
This is true.
But
that, like-
if I'm looking at the suit, it seems different though. It's
like baby
maybe you
blue.
could get it pass off. You could pass it off as because I think the SH is a little bit darker gray, and this looks more like the blue now.
Yeah.
You know.
So you're saying
And,
like the goggles wouldn't match?
Bubba Smith from Police Academy.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean, I've been wanting to get that Infinity War Bucky too, so just to have it in my in-game display. But
Yeah, I
was
feel
hoping
bad.
Maybe they'd come out with like a final battle one where he's a little bit more cleaned up and stuff. But
You can get the Mayfix in 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At least.
This is
number
this is
160 whatever.
this is one of the most offensive things I've ever seen. If I was Anthony Mackie, I'd be like calling up my agent, like, "Yo, what the fuck, dude?"
Yeah. I didn't sign up. That might be a bad angle because he looks like cross-eyed in that picture, like his
Dude,
his
he
eyes
looks
go in separate
crusty,
directions.
bro. He looks he looks like he like went sunbathing and he's like real thirsty.
Like
he
give him
looks
some hair
tired.
detail. Come on.
Like, that's
Oh,
bad.
you know what? Okay, so I
Oh.
was like, it reminded me of something. I couldn't put my finger on it, but like this, it almost resembles Moff Gideon. For the, I don't know, to me, on the Black Series line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do a young Moff Gideon head sculpt there for your Black Series.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Hey, Steve Music. I know I got to work on that. I don't have enough room to like put a shelf, so I'd have to like mount something here.
They're,
I haven't decided if I'm gonna mount like a shelf or if I'm just gonna put like maybe like a picture or poster or something. I have a really cool Ahsoka and Darth Maul fighting scene
they're new, Steve.
poster.
It's their first day.
It's called. What's that?
Oh, I said they're new, Steve. It's their first stream. Don't give them such a hard time, man. They just
No,
started.
whatever.
I'm recording in my dining room. Thank you. So I was lucky enough to get my collection put into our master bedroom since I have 2 kids now, and my 3-bedroom house is all full. So
Yeah, I rearranged in my office. It's still a work in progress. I work all day out of here as well for my job.
Listen,
And-
guys. You don't have to fucking justify yourself to Steve, okay? Just
No, it's a good talking point. I definitely do
I'm
need
just
to
playing,
display it
Steve.
better.
so
playing.
just
No,
go ahead
it's-
and move Eddie all the way up to the top of the
Jesus.
stream.
wow. You know what?
If you don't eat your figures, yeah, I guess I could just eat them. But yeah, so let's move on from that abysmal picture. So NECA, moving on to them. Jaws Tiny Toon Terrors, we outlined this being teased last show. That finally it's out for, not finally, but it came out already for order. You can purchase it for $30. Looks like it's going to be due in July. That's pretty cool. Typically not into the Tiny Toons, but I love how this looks. I think this looks awesome.
I agree. It's really cool.
Yeah. Are you a big Jaws fan, Sean or Dean? I've never asked you guys that.
I don't think I've ever seen Jaws.
What?
Huh?
That's insane even for me. I'm the one
Yeah.
that lives in a cave apparently.
Yeah,
and
you were
I've seen
giving
Jaws,
Eddie-
dude.
That's
Eddie,
the
you've never
next movie
seen.
review.
You've never seen Indiana Jones, okay? That's
I've seen
Jaws
the one with.
is
I've
almost-
seen Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf.
I would
that's like
argue
not
Jaws
seeing
is
them at
almost
all.
worse. I would almost argue Jaws is almost worse. Jaws is the
Really?
reason why blockbuster is even a term. Like when people say blockbuster, it's because of the movie Jaws. It was because people lined up around the block to go to it back in the day.
Really?
It's a huge movie. I'm a huge Jaws fan.
Like, I'm familiar with the movie, but like I can't think of a time where like I've sat down and watched it. Like, the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like maybe I've seen like bits and pieces of it.
That needs
It's
to
like,
be
oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat. And,
that
like,
needs
I
to be
know all
a movie.
the scenes. Yeah, maybe we'll do one. I'll talk to
Yeah,
Zach.
you guys gotta do one on that. I'll join for that episode. One of my all-time
too.
favorites. Werewolf in London. So this was the original picture they teased of it. They also teased another head sculpt. So this looks like an articulated jaw version. I know a lot of people said it didn't look as clean as this one did, but pretty interesting. I'm jacked that they're kind of diving into some of these cult classics for horror movies. That's pretty sweet, pretty nasty looking. I think I would pick this up. I will try and get this if I can, if I see it in stores or something like that.
Yeah, this is a really cool looking figure,
Yeah.
man.
I can see that doing pretty good here in San Antonio. I mean, I think the horror collectors out there,
El Chupacabra.
they're pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, I have seen this movie. I guess I'm not attached to it enough to be like, oh, I probably get this. But I mean, it's cool if you need to get it, then you know. It's
Yeah,
a thing.
I know when I was looking at the comments on this, a lot of people didn't like this one, the articulated mouth, even though that is pretty, to me, looks pretty good. But a lot of people were trying to get like the werewolves from, what is it, like Soldier Dogs or something, and then there's a couple other movies that they're trying to get them to make werewolf figures of. But
Jeez.
yeah, this one looks pretty intense. So the second series from their Loot Crate TMNT Tournament Fighters edition is out. It's Armageddon. Obviously, like video game version. Shark. It's $50. I don't know anything about this figure, but yeah. So that's the series 2 out of 4 that is out now. And then this. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, those his ears connected to his floaty devices.
I don't.
Why does a shark need floaty devices? He's a shark.
Why is he? Yeah, I don't know. So this was to me the biggest thing from NECA. This just was teased today.
Yeah.
RJ McCready Ultimate 7-inch figure from The Thing. Kurt Russell figure. This is awesome. If they're going to dive into The Thing, I believe so. That's his character, right? Dean?
Yeah. So this is Kurt Russell. I really only see it in the top picture, and it's like not that convincing.
I'll be honest though. Okay, you watch that movie and you're surprised that he is Kurt Russell.
Oh, because he's so young.
Yeah, he's so young, and like with all the hair and the beard, it's not like the Kurt Russell you're used to seeing. I was super surprised when I was younger and I first watched that was Kurt Russell, but either way, I love the movie. If they keep going into this line, it's going to be something I want.
And it's Jack Burton.
Yeah.
That's what they need to make next, is Jack Burton.
I think they have. Haven't they?
Well, Sideshow did a Big Trouble in Little China. I'm talking NECA.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I want them to come up with some of the Thing figures. Like obviously from that movie, the Thing can be so many different shapes and sizes.
Man, how many characters in that movie? Like 8 or 9?
Yeah, something like that.
And then the Thing literally morphs into almost all of them, and then they like it gets
there's
all...
like 4 big scenes where he's like in completely different forms. The Thing. So yeah, they could do a lot with that. All right, so time of the show where we hear a word from our sponsor.
It's Watto Scrapyard, Annie. We want to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring tonight's episode.
You can find them on Instagram at Watto Scrapyard. They're also on Facebook and eBay as well.
Yeah, man. They make 3D printed parts for hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, which is a huge help when you're looking for those lost pieces. They also make printed head sculpts of literally anybody you could think of.
Literally anyone. They've made a head sculpt of me. They've made head sculpts of PewDiePie for you. They've made all kinds of Jedi, all kinds of characters from the Star Wars universe. They are absolutely amazing. They can get any sculpt you want designed and printed for a reasonable fee today.
God, that is clean. Nice job with that, Dean.
Thanks.
You guys did good with that. That's so much better than anything I could do. Yeah, and Everyday Collector Ian, the pictures you see if you're watching live or watching the video, painted by Ian over at Darkside Customs, does a great job with the sculpts that Watto's produces. So there you go. All right, Sean, you ready to take it away? It is your time, baby. Let me know when you need me to switch the slides.
Yeah, I got you. So, Free Comic Book Day is coming up. Typically, it is the first weekend of May, but just due to COVID and things not being 100% good yet, but they pushed it back to March 14th. They've announced a lot of their what they call their gold label books, and there's some pretty good ones like We Live: The Last Day. That's from Aftershock, and I think it relates similar to Something's Killing the Children. That's one of the hottest indie books that are out right now, aside from like Department of Truth. But if you can get Something's Killing the Children, that's a really hot book right now. There's a new Archie book that's going to come out. That it's like a one-off. It's Archie Past, Present, and Future Fun. Enter the House of Slaughter. So I mixed it up. Enter the House of Slaughter is related to Something's Killing the Children, and then they're also got IDW's coming out with a with their Star Wars High Republic Adventures. So it should probably, if it's not a reprint, it's gonna be like an alternate storyline, I guess, that they kind of explore. Marvel has their books coming out. It's kind of under lock and key right now, though. Nothing has been released. Blade Runner, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, and Dynasty are going to be releasing as well as many other books on Free Comic Book Day. And for comic collectors, it's one of the best days of the year. You come get a couple free comic books. A lot of it's tailored towards kids and young people and stuff, to get them into comics as well. It's a good chance to get books that are hard to find and that they made reprints out of. So wherever your local shop is, be ready for August 14th. It's going to be a fun day, especially at Heroes and Fantasies, where I work the shop. We make it a whole thing. We get artists and things like that, and each shop's a little bit different in the way that they do it. But it's a good way to get some free comic books, bring the kids out, have a good time. You can.
That's cool.
Okay.
I think
Is there multiple free comic book days?
Typically, it's the first weekend of May, and then you have to wait for a whole year. Why do you ask?
Okay. Because I feel like we just had one at my local comic book shop, and maybe it was just it was just an event they were doing.
What they'll do is, just recently, they had a local comic book shop day or something like that, where they came out with some variants of like Mighty Morphin, the new one of the new Power Ranger books. They had some Peach Momoko covers, which she's on fire right now. If you can get anything Peach Momoko, I'd pick it up. I would say she's similar to Art Germ in the way she's coming up right now, and she does some really great stuff. I'm waiting on getting this Guardians of the Galaxy Rocket and Groot book. I'm hoping to get it. I don't know if I've secured it yet, but I'm hoping to get that one from her. But and then during October time, they have the Halloween. It's like a Halloween version. They'll release maybe like 3 or 4 books, nothing crazy. But Free Comic Book Day is the day where like there's 20 plus titles easily.
Okay. Interesting. I had always been confused by that, but what was that when you were saying not germ
Art
something?
Germ?
Art Germ, yeah.
Yeah, he does like some really realistic art on characters. And he's still really hot right now, like with the stuff that he's putting out. You know, he's next Alex Ross. Peach Momoko, she's heading that way too. So she's actually got her own book coming out, or she's doing a book. It's an X-Men book right now, and she's doing the art on it, and it just looks really sweet. It looks
so
really sweet.
She's writing it and doing the art.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And her books are typically like retailer incentives. So like it's like I think she's like 1 in 25. So for every 25 of the main cover or the just the regular book you buy, you get one of the variants, one of the 1 in 25s. And then there's been 1 in 50s that she's done. I think there's a few 1 in 100s. She's done stuff for Power Rangers, just all kinds of different stuff, man. She's really good. She is really good. So if you could find any of her stuff, you need to pick it up.
Sorry, real quick again, I have another question. So have you seen any influx with some of the newer G.I. Joe comics coming out? Have you seen like the brand growing or getting bigger or anything, especially since Hasbro kind of re-kicked off that line?
So they did a Snake Eyes book not too long ago, and
I think that's what I was thinking of.
Right, and it's pretty hot. I think anything Snake Eyes kind of flies.
Does well.
You know, I mean, that's the one everybody wants to read is about Snake Eyes. You know, and it sells out. It sells out, at least at our store. After we account for the subscription holders and then anybody who would buy it off the shelf and stuff, we sell out pretty quick. The one that's kind of been coming back though is the Mortal Kombat. DC did a line of Mortal Kombat probably like 6 years ago, 7 maybe, somewhere around there, and it's canon, So if you can get a hold of that line of DC Mortal Kombat books, it should follow somewhat of the line of where they're heading for the new movie. And that's really hard to find right now. I think that's the biggest one that people have been asking for. Other than that, man, as far as Joes go, you get a lot of the original collectors of that first Marvel run of them, and they're always looking to fill in pieces of their collection, stuff like that. But those are hard to find.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. Continue on.
You go on to the next one. And so this next one is for all the Fortnite lovers out there. DC is coming out with DC Fortnite 0 Point. It releases on April 20th. And basically it's a 6-issue excuse me. It's a 6-issue miniseries, and the idea is you get all 6 issues over time, and each issue has a code that you could unlock a different skin or different weapons, one of which is the Rebirth Harley Quinn outfit. And if you get all 6 codes, you will unlock an armored Batman Zero outfit. So people have been freaking out about that quite a bit. They got a few other variants and stuff that are coming out. A premiere variant, which I think is the 3rd cover. So they'll have their cover, their main cover, their variant cover, and then the 3rd cover is like a premiere variant. And if you get all 6 codes, you'll eventually unlock that armored Batman.
You gotta give me these codes, Sean, on the download, man.
Pre-order it, man.
You
Pick them up quick. I do not play Fortnite, and I do not read the Batman right now. So.
No,
brother.
My little brother loves Fortnite, and he tries to get me to play, and he gets all the skins and stuff, and I'm sure he wants that skin,
So are they going to put the skins in the game, or this is just a comic?
No, the codes are for the skins in the game.
Hey, okay. Because I was like, I know all the Marvel
just
characters.
Fucking said that, but
I was confused because he kept saying issue. But
so each issue they're going to release a new code.
Okay. Because I know the Marvel characters are in the game, so it's like, I don't know if it's like a conflict of like contracts or whatever.
I was kind of wondering
ones
like
in the
how
game right now too.
Say what?
There are some DC ones in the game already right now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I don't play Fortnite, so.
Well, and see, and I don't either,
cool,
and that's
man.
kind of what I was wondering. I was like, because I think the first one I heard was Captain America, and I was like, how do they get the rights to Captain America and they can't even put out a good Avengers game or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
And then they released the Iron Man, and they had that big event with Galactus and stuff. And,
Yeah, that was cool.
I watched that. That was actually pretty cool. But I don't know how they get the rights to the characters.
Dude, they have so many skins in that game. I have gotten on there just to buy the fucking skins. Like, I have a Master Chief skin that is sick. And
Master
they have
Chief,
they just did
Kratos,
Predator and
Aliens,
Yeah.
Predator. Lara Croft was added yesterday.
Oh, that's cool.
Just think, all the young kids like are gonna know those licenses and those movies because of Fortnite.
It kind of reminds me of like Ready Player One, where you can be like any character from anything, but all in like one game, So I kind of think of it that way when they're all in. It's cool.
Dude, if they add Final Fantasy VII characters, I'm fucked.
You getting into it
You
then?
go on there just to buy the skins.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at some of the comments in the chat. So like you should be able to go to your local comic book shop and pre-order this. It's already on the FOC for like most shops use Diamond. So just ask your local comic book shop to look it up for you. It should be something they pre-order, if not already have it on the shelf.
Yeah, and I think Irie asked too where would be a good place to sell their comics they have. What would you say there?
You know, it depends on what you're looking for. You know, we get a lot of people who come in and like, man, I have like 3 or 4 long boxes full of the 90s like Image and just a bunch of like indie stuff, you know, the Image stuff with McFarlane and I'm blanking, Jim Lee, and they're like, I got all this X-Men stuff. And the hard thing with like the early 90s stuff is that it was just so oversaturated. They printed so many of them that if you don't have the right book, it's just kind of sitting there, you know. And then the idea is to, you know, my dad collected comics back in the 70s and 80s, but then it was like, oh man, what's a couple of them, like West Coast Avengers, which is now kind of getting hot because of WandaVision, and stuff like that, or it's like higher issue GI Joe stuff, which is still good stuff. It's just, it depends on the shop. If your shop isn't that big, they may not be able to offer what you want for it, and then it just kind of goes from there. Going to eBay though is a good way of looking at the sold listings, kind of taking an average of the prices. There's a few new comic book websites that you could look at. I think it's called Comic Book Realm. That's a good place to kind of get a good average on your books as far as what they would be graded at, and you kind of make an estimate from there. So there's a few good places where you can cross-reference. One that I really like is My Comic Book Shop. It's local to Texas, but it's an online shop only, and it's like the biggest online shop for comics. And their prices are pretty accurate to market. But if you want to start somewhere, I would say the Overstreet Price Guide is a good place to start. It's basically a database in a book full of comics and what they typically go for. It's better for referencing though, because by the time Overstreet comes out, the prices have fluctuated so much already that eBay's a better indication for it. And then let's see.
There you go. He said,
Danny's helping people along too.
Yeah, he referenced comics.gocollect.com. Irie said, I have original 60s, 70s, 80s DC, Marvel, and Star Wars.
I mean, let's see. Yeah, that's all good stuff, man. I mean, when you're getting into 60s, you're talking about like Tales of Suspense, Tales to Astonish, man. A lot of those early like Hulk books, Iron Man, Captain America, Avengers, things like that. Even in the 70s and the 80s, you're getting more into like the Bronze Age. They were still printing their stuff out. There's a good collectability in a lot of that. The DC stuff is hit and miss. They just printed so much too, but you just kind of have to do your research on it. If you're looking at selling, kind of do your research, because if you don't, you take it to a shop, you know, they might get you a price that you're not really happy with, but it's just every shop's different.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Is there another slide?
There is not, but be looking out for Free Comic Book Day. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I think I might take part this year, depending on what I'm able to find. Yeah, and I got some questions about some comics that I want to get into and ask you a few things about, but most of my questions are DC related, Sean. So you gotta maybe ask around when we'll get to there on the next episode.
I don't read a lot of the DC stuff, but I could definitely help you around or find someone who knows.
Yeah, and anyone listening or comments, anything like that, if you guys have any questions for us comic book related for Sean, definitely either message us on Facebook or if you'd like, you can email us as well, or email Zach. I believe he's has the Collecting Weekly email set up. And in the subject line, just put small talk question on there. And then he can just route it to us as well. So
my expertise is more of gold, silver age, bronze age. That's kind of where I started in comics, so I could definitely help with a lot of the older stuff. With the newer stuff, it's more just like keeping up with it because there's just so much of it, and one book hits and the other one, another one doesn't, and then there's a random issue where this character pops out, and it's like a $400 book the week it comes out, and like it's crazy.
Yeah, and I know if you want to reach out to Sean, the best way I would is join our Facebook group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. Great Facebook group. It's a pretty fun, good community. Join our group there, and you'll find all of us hosts there. You know, and
just tag me.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. You'll find Sean Lockridge there. So. Yeah,
I'm a school teacher. Sorry, I know we got to move on, but I'm a school teacher, guys. So I don't really accept requests from people I don't know. So if we kind of get into a conversation, it kind of keeps rolling for weeks and weeks, maybe. But even then, like I try to lock down my Facebook as best as possible. So
perfect. All right, so moving on to Hasbro here. We kind of started today with very Legends, and it just kind of went off the rails later on. But this is a GameStop Gaming Greats exclusive, I believe, from Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is Imperial Rocket Trooper, going for $24.99. Looks to be released May 1st. So if you're be a lookout on GameStop. I believe it's still up for pre-order. It's typically pretty easy to get their pre-orders for the most part. Check that out. And thank you, Toy Art, for this picture, because this would have been a lot of pictures I would have taken. This was the big news today. Black Series is starting a comic book series line. Speaking of comic books, Sean. So what they have here is Star Wars Higher to the Empire, Luke Skywalker with Solamari, Star Wars Adventures Jackson, Star Wars Darth Maul, and obviously Darth Maul out of that series, and then Star Wars Crimson Empire, Karner Jax, who is obviously like a Royal Guard. And I've heard a lot of stories about that Royal Guard, actually. I think Star Wars Theory covers them quite a bit. Those ones about talking about kind of what the Royal Guard can do, some of their powers, things like that. What do you guys think of these?
I'm a little disappointed. They're mostly just reissues, except for the bunny rabbit. But like Luke is just Dagobah Luke recolored. We've gotten this Imperial Trooper before. We've gotten a few Darth Mauls, so
this is a sick ass Darth Maul, though, dude.
That we haven't
You're
had
not a Darth Maul
like.
fan, but this is a dope Darth Maul.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool if, like, going off of what Dean said too, of like how a lot of these seem like the reissues and stuff. I think it would be cool if you are a comic book collector, you're really into the.
That's true.
Into the comic line of Star Wars, whether you started in Dark Horse, early Marvel, or even Marvel now, where it became canon and stuff. Just keeping it in the box and having the little flap open to the description. And if you have the Darth Maul series, like setting it up with that. But yeah, like with Luke, I'm like, man, I've seen a lot of Lukes, you know. But
yeah. The bunny rabbit guy, the art that they put on the box, like doesn't even look like the figure, and I'm just like
so they've already,
especially with that character, like just go all out, like
yeah.
It's not like Rebels where they're like interacting with like, you know, actual known characters. It's just a bunny. Make him look like he does in the cartoon, because that's like a nightmare fuel. That's creepy looking. Like, that's not cute like he is in the comics, you know.
Credit Toy Arc for the picture, by the way. I think I said that already.
Yeah. I will say though, the rabbit looks like a really cool figure for a custom, like just to the outfit. I don't see myself picking up any of these.
So Darth Maul, like Eddie said, I think looks cool. He's all tattooed out, doesn't have a shirt on. I mean, that came out wrong.
He got the Panuma done.
Wow.
Wow. So they've done that.
Kind of short there.
They've done that Crimson Empire Karner Jax figure before. I didn't know that. I know they've done Royal Guards, but this guy, this is a bad picture. But in some of their other pictures of him, he does look different than some of the other Royal Guards. The way like his cape's drape, and then he looks more muscular in a weird way. So
Really
I didn't
cool.
know that. Yeah, I didn't know they've already came out with them. Dean, can you elaborate on that?
On what?
Have they?
Royal
They've
Guard.
came out with this
Yeah,
guy
this
before?
Royal Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, it was. Oh God, what wave was it? I think it was because it came out with a 3-pack. Remember, it was the blue guy from the prequels, the red, and then the black Imperial Guard.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think it was this guy though.
no, because that's
It
what I
was
was
the
saying.
full
This
robed Royal Guard.
right,
like-
this guy has like a different like cloak
Yeah.
kind of, and then he looks more muscular. Like his chest plate is different.
I've seen. Well, maybe it was the 3 3/4 inch. I'm thinking about the Black Series, the Walmart one, because I know I've seen an Imperial Guard with the armor.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I am thinking of
Gotcha.
the 3 3/4 inch then, because like when I saw this, I was like, oh, again. Let me double check while you guys talk. Hold on.
Yeah, because that was the one figure that I thought looked different. Here, I'll pull it up if my computer lets me.
This makes me
yeah.
interested in Royal Guards because in the movies, obviously, they're just in that one scene with.
It is the 3 3/4
Okay.
because he comes with like all that little extra armor bits.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
And you could take the cloak off. Yeah, you guys are right.
Yeah, in this box, like, look at that box. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So
That is
he's
pretty
somewhat of a
cool,
leader, and like I said, Star Wars Theory. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got a couple
Maybe I will
episodes
pick
where he
this
talks
up.
talks about this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is pretty sick. I'm a big fan of them. I know one of the big like deep cuts for like the Return of the Jedi deleted scenes like shows a little bit that one short scene of the Royal Guards like cutting Darth Vader off from entering
Yeah,
to
that's
see
a
the
cool. Yeah,
to see the Emperor.
yeah. They
And-
let him pass.
Yeah, and that's what I keep talking about with Star Wars Theory. He has an episode that talks about that. And apparently, like, their pikes are, like, super force sensitive, and that's a big reason why Vader didn't even want to fuck around with them.
Yeah,
But-
they're like the most elite of the elite troopers because they're
Right.
guarding the Emperor. So they do have some force training. I think now with Disney's new canon, that's what the Inquisitors are.
Mhm.
But that's essentially what the Royal Guards were. They were force-trained soldiers but they didn't carry lightsabers. So,
Yeah, they didn't have a ton of force ability, but yeah, they were trained in the force, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense. Something like that.
Dylan, I
Yeah.
believe that Luke wins Figure of the Year.
Don't even get me started. God damn it. So also, I guess I shouldn't show this yet, but so Marvel makes, there wasn't a ton for Marvel Legends news except WandaVision merchandise is starting to show. Expect to see, I know they teased Wanda from WandaVision in both Diamond Select and Marvel Legends, and then Vision, and then spoiler alert, the other version of Vision, the white version of Vision, is also getting teased for Marvel Legends. So keep an eye out for them. I don't think they're up for pre-order yet, or they weren't as of yesterday. Action. So this is stuff we've alluded to and talked about for some time. Finally, they're up for pre-order, and we got pictures. But it's Jurassic Park 3 Pterodon, the one that kills Billy. One of the ones that kills Billy, anyways. $34 or $35. You can find them in stock online right now and should be hitting stores soon. Jurassic Park: The Lost World Tiger Raptor, also about $35. And then Dr. Ian Malcolm version 2, and he comes with like a flare and everything. And then this is what I've been laughing at. Ray Arnold comes with, what the fuck is that accessory? Is that his own arm?
That's his arm. Yeah. When he
Oh
gets
my
it ripped
god.
off. When I don't know why it comes with him though. I feel like they should have did Ellie, and it should have came with her because it falls on her.
Exactly.
Or it should have come with the raptor.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like you can give this guy an accessory of his severed arm, but you can't give people guns that
like
makes the
holding
character.
it.
Does he have a cigarette in his mouth? Did they sculpt a cigarette in his mouth? Because he needs
No,
one.
I don't think so. Not that I know of, anyways. But I know he comes with like the computer and stuff that,
Hold
and
on
I
to
think
your
it's even a
butts.
desk.
and your own arms.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? That do you remember years ago, those those figures that they made for, I think it was Revenge of the Sith series. I think they're just 3 3/4 inch. I'm not 100% sure, but they came with Anakin, and then it came on an accessory was his battle damage version, and it was him with like missing 3 of his limbs and all burnt up, and it was just a fucked up accessory.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was like it was a Darth Vader. I think it was the Darth Vader with like the table, and then you like put like a charred corpse on the table.
No, this one was like legit, like Anakin in his cloak, and then they called it a battle damaged version. I'll try and find it again, but I just saw it in a comic book shop not too long ago, and I just looked at it and laughed. Like, why is this an accessory? I don't know. It's like I said, this is pretty gruesome with the arm flailing there. Just he's holding onto his own arm, but this is an actual like kids toy line, you know, like Mofex can't put a gun with a Joker that where coming out of the gun it even just says bang. They can't produce that, but they can produce Arnold. I know, totally different licenses, but they can produce Arnold holding his
Say
own
the
arm.
next thing they're gonna come out with is Buzz Lightyear holding his arm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
cool.
That's Mrs. Nesbit.
All right, and
Whoa.
Beast Kingdom came out with a Darkwing Duck, part of their Dynamic Action Heroes. This is 1/9 scale, so about 6.5 inches, high Q3 of 21. It's probably coming out, and it's actually $70. So, looks like it's got soft goods. There's a lot of detail to it, about as much detail as you can give that cartoon. So I just thought that was pretty cool. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Moving on to Mondo.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I saw these on Sideshow today. That was cool.
Mondo actually has released two versions of Spider-Man Mecha. So the first one's just regular Spider-Man Mecha suit. It's $160. $160. Repeat myself. They're about 10 1/4 inches high, so 10.25 inches high. So I think they are bigger than 1/12 scale. They're a little big. I would say that's that's got to be close to 1/9 scale. Due for July 2021. The symbiote suit on the right, the black one, is actually I think an exclusive or a limited piece is what it is. So it's limited to 1,000 pieces, and it's $10 more, $170. But if you buy one Spider-Man mecha, if you buy one, you receive one on their website, 25% off. If you buy them together, the discount will be applied in the card. It says online, and it expires the end of this month, so 3/31. It looks like it'll be expiring. So if you are a big fan of this, definitely purchase that. They look like Spider-Man Bionicles.
They look like Spider-Man Jaegers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
you could put this with your Gypsy Avenger too, man.
What? I honestly don't understand the demographic here. Because I like Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero personally, and I like giant robot anime and stuff. But I don't want one that looks like Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, who is this for exactly?
I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago they just released a Avengers Mecha book, and I'm
really?
not 100% sure right now, but it could be off of that. Is
Dude,
where
Sean-
they're kind of pulling their stuff.
Okay.
It's like,
So next time you go to work, just fucking throw a match in there and get out of there.
Wow.
Jesus.
Game over.
Oh. Yeah.
man,
Now
like,
we're gonna
well,
hear
and
about that on the news.
I don't-
Yeah, now that we're on the national securities.
I thought this was a Revoltech figure when I first saw it.
It does kind of
It
look
looks
like
like
that. That's
that,
what I thought of too.
Yeah.
But yeah, 160, 170, pretty spendy.
And how tall
so
are these?
10 and a half or 10 and a quarter inches high. And if you look at the comics in the background, it does look like they are supposed to be, like you said, it's like Jaeger size, so like big old
Yeah.
robots walking through the city. So
Isn't there a like I know it from the Into the Spider-Verse animated movie, but isn't there a mecha Spider-Man, like a robot? And not Sideshow. Marvel Legends did that Build-A-Figure of him.
yes.
That Build-A-Figure is not that cool, and it kind of sucks. So if you got this figure here
To
and like
replace it?
substituted it, that would be kind of cool with a Spider-Man display.
these
No?
these look cool. I don't think I would get it, but they're interesting. Out of all the different Spider-Man variants that I've seen, this is amongst the better of them. But what were you gonna say, Dean?
Oh, I was just gonna say I don't see personally any like redeeming qualities for this.
How much? were
Like,
these?
like objectively, like I can't look at it and be like, well, this part is super cool. I'm just like, all of this is just dumb.
So the regular Spider-Man mecha is 160 and the symbiote is 170. So that's
Okay, they're not-
that's my biggest knock on it is the price.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're probably well put together. It is by a reputable company with Mondo.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Mondo makes good stuff.
Yeah.
I've never seen or heard of people upset with Mondo products, so
right. Yeah, if you're a fan of these, you won't be disappointed most likely based off of Mondo. Just not our cup of tea. And then the amazing Yamaguchi series number 23 Iron Spider is finally out. I think it translates to or converts to about $80 in US dollars due in July off of Hobby Link Japan. That's what they're saying. I've seen some crazy poses with this. Like this is that classic comic book cover. Can
Now-
legit do that. I've seen some crazy ones out of this figure.
the Revoltech joints and the amazing Yamaguchi styling is weird. It takes a long time to get used to, but if you're gonna have a character in this style, it's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Agreed.
This figure gets into such cool poses. You could do it with 3 of the arms, or it comes with the 4th, I believe, as well.
You know, Dean, I'm glad you said that because the one I'm most familiar with is like the War Machine that they came out with a year or 2 ago, and I'm like, War Machine can't do that.
Yeah.
know? And then he's
Yeah.
got like these super gappy arms, you know,
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, any Revoltech figure or Yamaguchi figure like that, there's gonna be weird gappage. Like no matter how you pose it, at certain angles.
but
but
like
I-
something like Iron Spider or even Spider-Man in general, like he's supposed to be able to be like
Dynamic.
overextending and
Yeah, over
doing some kind of
the
crazy
most
acrobatic
nimble.
pose.
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot better at making it look better because the first couple figures they did looked really gappy and the joints
That's
looked
true,
really bad, and they've
'cause-
gotten way better at it.
Even their butterfly joints now have like
Yeah.
plastic extensions
Cover.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, covers for the gaps. So you're not wrong there. I think this is probably the best Iron Spider we've ever gotten. Just based on pictures I've seen. I don't know if it's out yet, so it's hard to say for sure.
Well,
I think
in
it's up for pre-order, right? Like I said, you can get it from like Hobby Link Japan. That's where I pulled the pricing from. So yeah. So what have you guys found you like more in the Revoltech versus Amazing Yamaguchi series?
Aren't they the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same, right?
Is it? I thought the Revoltech series is, or like not the Amazing Yamaguchi series is a little more like
Well, I think-
armored or
I
like
No,
animated.
so I think Revoltech just became this, but it's the same
Oh, okay.
joints. That's the same
Gotcha.
style joints. I could be wrong, but that's how I understand it. Like that's just what they're called now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
That's
parent
what I thought.
company is like Kyoto, I think, right?
Yeah,
I knew
Kyoto.
Kyoto was. I knew Revoltech was Kyoto, and I knew Amazing was as well. But Red Hood, you can say one thing. Yeah, I just always thought Revoltech had a different style to it than this.
I always thought
But-
of it like Bandai Tamashii Nations.
right. That's
Like
exactly what I was.
amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Right, I thought they were two different
the
child
brand and then the
companies
version
of
or something.
Kyoto.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, if you
So,
if you
anyways.
need a 12th scale Spider-Man in the Iron Spider, the comic book look, I think this might be the best one.
And even
Yeah,
if you think
I've-
about the Hot Toys, you know, like it
Yeah, 'cause
specifically
you're not
tells
gonna
you not
get-
to set. It specifically tells you not to set it on the arms, on the
Yeah.
Waldo arms. And I'm like, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to buy it, because I wanted that
Yeah.
specific pose.
But
Yeah.
and you're not gonna get like any close to the poses this figure will get with the Hot Toys. Even like, what's the other company that made one? Sentinel? Is it Sentinel?
Yeah,
that made it?
Sentinel. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
6 scale figure is
re-edit.
pretty cool. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've never seen it come close to anything this figure's done.
So this is the part that they don't
Plus-
get. They don't typically get that double knee coverage there for articulation, and then this part. This is a part that we haven't really seen because these arms are humongous. You know how like they have to arch up in order to sit there like that and not be touching the ground. Then when they are, look how much higher they still are. So yeah, there's a lot into this, and I agree. I would probably go out and agree with Dean to say where if you want a comic book version of Iron Spider, this is the version to get based off of the prototype pictures that we've seen. This looks awesome, and like you've said, Dean, and you too, Sean, alluded to, I'm trying to sell off my Hot Toy Spider-Man because I want a dynamic. I want them to be doing this shit. I don't want them to be standing there in my shelf, and I can't justify spending that money for not being able to pose them the way I want.
Yeah. Brad Hood said insane in the membrane. Yeah, this figure. And if I remember correctly, the last figure they came out with was Iron Man, and I think Wolverine before that, and those were really well received.
Yeah, and those were the robotic ones, and see that's where I was confused, but I do remember now those were considered Amazing Yamaguchi, but yeah. Moving on, just kind of our last thing here, another odd
This is
or
cool.
kind of out there picture or out there figure license. So this is by Jakks Pacific, Sonic the
Really?
Hedgehog 30th anniversary. This is a 6-inch collector's edition figure.
I thought this was NECA for some reason.
No,
Yeah, I
Jack
can see that.
Specific, $42 and due in Q2 based off of, I
Dude.
think, Big Bad Toy Store.
I need this. I need this bad.
Yeah, this looks really
Hey,
good.
I bet you Tails would be pretty good. So what's that red one's
Why
name
don't
again?
they
Because
ever
I
do
stopped playing
Knuckles?
after Tails. Knuckles, that's what it was.
I want Knuckles. I don't want Sonic.
Dude, whatever Sonic figure they come out with, I'm getting.
Knuckles was always my favorite growing up.
Do you have a bunch of Sonic figures already, Dean?
I don't have any Sonic figures, but my sister does have all the. I don't know if you could see them.
No, it's like
the
black.
statues?
The Sonic statues.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've
From-
always wanted a really good Sonic figure, and the only one that comes like off the top of my head is the I think it's an Android.
Yeah. It's
And it's
recent.
Mhm.
It's recent. It's like the last couple of years, I think.
Yeah. I think like maybe 3 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like twice the price. I think it's like
Yeah.
$80. Even when it was at GameStop, they were like $80.
Does
And it's not as nice as this. Like the size wise, it like barely, like the arms like didn't articulate except like up and down. Same with the legs, but that's just another character.
Does Dini
So-
have the statue of Sonic where he's got the moving feet and he has the spinning Dr. Eggman sign?
Yeah.
Oh man, I want that one.
She's,
That one's really
she's
cool.
got classic Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Supersonic, modern Sonic, Shadow, Silver,
Wow.
Metal Sonic, Supersonic, and then Sonic and Tails on the Bi-Wing.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
dude. And these are first 4 figures.
Yeah.
So whenever you order a statue, you get like a registration card. And then every statue you buy after that will match that number. So if you get statue number 40, all your statues subsequently
What?
will be number 40.
That's pretty cool.
I think like
that's
one or
cool.
two of hers don't match, but all the other ones do.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I did not know that. That
Yeah.
is really cool.
But yeah, I need
Yeah.
this like yesterday.
I am a fake fan for sure. I still haven't seen the movie, but I
Oh,
loved
dude.
Sonic
You gotta see
growing
the
up
movie,
playing
man.
Sega. I played the first and second one all the time.
Sonic has, as of recently, beaten all the records set by like Marvel movies.
Good.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
in terms of how much money it's made, because right when it came out in theaters, that's when COVID hit. So they put it
Yeah.
on demand, and then they put it like for sale. So it never like really had a chance to be in theaters. So like just the money it's made off of sales and like rentals, which is more than a movie ticket. It's like broken a bunch of records. They're already filming the second one. I'm super excited. It's a solid movie, dude. It's so fun.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I listened to your guys' episode where you talked about it quite a bit, and I need to watch it for sure. What's it on? Was it HBO or what was it on right away again?
Dude, I don't remember. I think we just. Well,
Oh,
no,
you
'cause
did.
Zach-
I think you guys did buy it. You said.
Yeah, I think Zach ended up buying it because he wanted to show Vivi anyway.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
yeah, we bought it.
It's on Hulu now. I don't know if Hulu
Okay.
was where it was at first, but it's on Hulu now.
Oh, nice. Cool.
I'll have to watch that for sure. All right. So we want to thank our Patreons. We got Ben Porter, Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leo Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber,
Schreiber.
Lisa Martin. It's Bomsky, right?
Bomonsky.
Bomonsky.
Yeah, you add an extra O.
Okay. Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett, Big Fern, Keaton Zachary V, Caesar Marquin, Bola Boyd. That one's new. I think that's the first time I've ever read that one off. Eric Ruiz, Mario Cortez, Stephen Purchase, Sean. What did he say in that After Dark? Sean
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. Thanks, Eddie.
Is it Yahtzee? See, I told Sean I always fuck it up.
No, he corrected
I
us
bet
on that
my
After
life
Dark,
Do-
and now I'm
Do
all.
y'all remember the movie The Rock? With
Yeah,
Nicolas
with-
Cage, right?
Yep.
Sean
Is
Connery, yeah.
What was the name of was it? I think it was Nicolas Cage's character. Was it Yutesby or something like that?
I don't remember actually.
I've
That's a
never
great
seen
one.
The
I
Rock.
need to rewatch that.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Scott Bradley, Jesse Contreras, Stephen Maria Stanley, just Lord Voldemort, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus. Thank you guys. You guys allow us to do this. You allow for you guys help me get this great mic, even though I probably messed up the settings and
It's
have it too loud. But
Stanley Goodspeed.
Good. Speed.
good. Gotcha. So these are the April Patreon benefits. They got a CW Live sticker and an Ox Plays sticker. And the Ox Plays, Dean, that's something new you guys are doing with gaming, right?
Yeah, we're gonna try and do some gaming streams. Cause we used to play like Among Us together with like all the Patreon guys. That's actually how we started talking to Eddie. Uh, and then we just like wanted to try something new, see if if you guys like it. But we like the little sticker.
Yeah. So with the Sweet Angel tier, I'll just kind of sum it up here. You guys get $5 a month. You guys get stickers sent straight to your door, as well as access to Aux After Dark replay. That's kind of what we were referencing before. The crispy certified crispy tier, $15 a month. This includes a certificate on first pledge, assistance with figure fixes by Zach, and all benefits of the previous tier. And then What a Guy, that's $25 a month. You get a signed 18 by 24 silhouette of Zach and this guy here, Dean.
Yeah.
On first pledge, doubles all the stickers they send out. 1 year sculpt painted by Darkside Customs with Ian after 3 months, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. So, again, thank you to our current ones, and we have changed a few things up on our network. So you're obviously listening to Small Talk. We're still working on kind of a rebranding as well as far as looking for it. I know Sean and I have some stuff to sort out with it. It's relatively boring right now. We're aware of that. But we want to change some things up. We're still working. I like to think I'm a creative person again, but I am so bad at that sort of thing. But we got Collecting Weekly every Tuesday and OFAC Podcast, which alternates Thursdays with us as well as alternating Thursdays of being uploaded. Collecting Rarities with Rainer and Seth. I almost said Sean for a second. The Joy of Hobbying, and then Creeps Are Us with Manny, and then the new one that Zach has added, Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing. That's, I think, Eddie, when are you doing that tomorrow?
I was supposed to do it before the show tonight, and my statue never came in, so I moved it to tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're in Central Time, that's 2, or
lunchtime,
3.
Oh, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I may join you and do this as a quick unboxing.
Yeah,
I may have
that
to
wants to
dip.
jump on, I encourage it.
Yeah,
I want Sean
may
to
have
jump
to
on
dip.
so we can get some Beta Ray Bill knowledge, but
Man, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a terrible time.
Classes at that time, man.
Yeah.
come on, dude, call
That's
in
a
sick.
weird time to do it on a Friday.
Call it
too.
sick.
Right. Dude, I missed today because I was picking out stuff for the house. Man, they had us.
That's more important than unboxing a statue with me?
Yeah, this is what happened, Sean. You got sick while picking stuff out for
Yeah, dude.
the house.
Yeah.
I
Just be
don't
like,
know if I want that bad juju though.
I got the black lung.
And then we got After Dark. That's every Wednesday, right? And then don't you guys typically try and do 2 weeks or 2 times a week sometimes?
Yeah, whenever we're just like, hey, we're bored. You want to get on?
Yeah. That's some of my best memories being live for sure on After Dark. I've had
It
some
gets
good
wild.
time on there. Yeah, it's
gets
a good
wild.
time. Check that out. And then we got the ins and outs of collecting. And that is with Mario and Eddie. You have just stepped down from that as a host, correct? You're just kind of popping in here and there
Yeah.
when you can.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing the unboxings on the Collecting Weekly Live now.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so Mario's killing it. Definitely check him out. I know he's
and
looking
got a
for
bunch of we got some Patreons, I think, on the next episode tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific
Awesome.
Standard Time. I think he's got I want to say Yahtzee will be there and Pearson.
Nice.
So,
Hell yes.
And I think I heard Brian say he was going to be there too from Six Scale Scavengers. So
Wow.
really.
yeah, dude, big episode. So check it out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to tune in. Dean, I didn't get to finish your guys' episode this week, but I just right where I stopped is when you guys were talking about like the the hot and cold collectors,
Yeah.
and Brian and everyone thought you guys were coming at him, and
No,
you
I felt
guys
bad.
were-
I felt bad, but I was like, no, I'm not talking about you because
He's talking about Zach.
So you
No,
guys,
Zach's
no, you
real
guys
good about it
didn't-
now.
You guys didn't say anything negative about it, except that it is expensive. You know,
Yeah.
like to the point I got, anyways. It's not like you guys were talking shit about him. And if that is Brian, or like if that is someone, and that's the way you collect, that's the way you collect. That's perfectly fine. Really, the only negative thing you guys said about it at that point is that it's just very expensive. And if
Yeah,
you have the
because-
means of it, by all means, go ahead and collect.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's just
by-
like usually by then it's a seller's market. So it's like, oh, you waited until the Snyder Cut came out to buy a Flash? Well, guess what? I'm the only motherfucker selling a Flash, so I want $800 for it. And
Yeah.
then it's like, well, I'll just get it, and then they buy it, and then in 6 months when the next Star Wars things come out, they're like, oh, I want to get a Star Wars figure instead. So they sell their Flash figure for pennies on the dollar because now nobody wants it. And then they overpay for a Star Wars figure they could have just gotten to begin with.
Sean, hey Sean, you got a Frenchie too. I gotta pull up Ellie on the camera someday.
Well, I don't know if you guys are messing with me or not. I don't want Brian to think I'm sorry. He's a sweet guy, so I don't
we
think
all
he
love
would
those
think
guys.
that. But I mean, I know everybody knows what I'm talking about because you see it in the groups all the time.
Yeah, no, it's for sure like fast, and even like I think when we were talking about Mezco at the beginning of the show, and Eddie's main complaint with like the Rumble Society and Gomez figures is the hype behind them. Hell yes, Sean. I'll have Ellie on. I'll have her. See if I can call her in here in a little bit, but yeah, like the hype behind those Mezco figures, I don't think a lot of the people that collect them for the reasons why they got big in the first place. They got big because of the customization and the flexibility they have with the figures.
Right.
But Sean DM me, I might be able to help you out. But the issue is, I think that like that created the hype, and now a lot of people buy and don't even open them at all. They just open them because they know it's the easiest investment that they can make, because they know it's going up in 5 minutes after they sell out.
Like that dude who bought the pallet. What was it, of the Punisher?
Yeah, that's still
Yeah.
one of the most wild things in the world. So the comic book classic variant of the Punisher. So he has like white boots and like the white straps and everything. I think there's only 400 or 500 of them made. I think it was 400 of them. And this dude had I'm pretty sure he had 100 of them himself. He had a storage unit full of boxes of these and a couple other exclusives that he bought out. And the motherfucker, he sold them like years later. You gotta give him credit. Respect Hustler at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
He waited and sold them. Sold
'Cause
these figures he bought
that's a huge. Yeah. Fuck that. That's a huge initial cost for him, right?
for 100%.
$100 each, give or take, and he got 100 of them. That's a lot of money. What was it, $10,000?
So I actually think it was 80 of them or something like that he bought, and they're 80 pieces. 80. I can't remember exactly how many he bought, but I know he made almost 30 grand off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, hey, I spent 10 grand buying these things and sitting on that for 2 years. Like, that's a huge hit to take. So it's like, yeah, fuck,
Exactly.
sell 'em for whatever you got to make your money back, dude. But
Yeah,
I mean, you also could have saved 10 grand and just bought one. So it's kind of like, I don't feel that bad, but also.
And
I can
he
see
was a
how it's
collector. I did I asked him about that, and I like just when him and I were PMing about it, I was asking him about it, and he was a collector. He has kept quite a few of them himself that he's held on to. So he hasn't. It's not like he literally bought them all for betting that they're going to be $400. You know, 3-4
Wasn't
years
it like
later.
kind of
but-
like almost a mistake as well?
I don't think that one was. He did that with a couple other exclusives, and he also did that with the purple Catwoman figure for Mezco, which did not do well and is not a good figure and did not do
Karma.
Yeah, it did not like turn out. And you know, it's not like he lost money on it by any means, but it definitely didn't work out in his favor. So yeah, it's interesting. You know, he, like you said, he set the, like, he could have set the market, but at the time when he came in and decided to sell all them, he was selling well under the market. Like, you couldn't find them for less than $500, and he came in and put them up on a, you know, in a in a pretty well thought out for sale post for, I think, $400 a piece. So $100 off of going price. And
How long
he
ago
really
was
didn't
this?
have to do that, but at the same time, he set the rate and set the market, like what you're saying, for those things.
How long ago
What'd
was
you-
this?
Oh God, I think it was last year. Yeah, it
Because-
was almost a year ago.
Someone on our last auction had that Punisher, and he was selling it for pretty cheap. Like, well, starting bid was 200, I think, and at the
I
time
think
it
that
was selling for 400.
I think that was Fernando, and that was just the original Punisher that they made. I don't think it was the comic book variant.
Oh,
So they've made a shit ton of Punishers. They've made
yeah.
they made the tactical looking version,
Mhm.
and then they've made the OG one, which is just like their take on Punisher, and that's the one he was selling, and then a comic
the
book
mask.
variant one.
The
The
one he was
mask one is
selling was
like
the one with the mask, huh?
that's like a tactical looking one, and that one goes for roughly
Oh,
$250 or on up, pretty much. But yeah, all their Punisher figures go for insane prices. They're some of the more well done figures. But yeah, that was definitely a good one to post on Ox, and I bet you he could have got that if he would have started at lower Spec Ops. Yeah,
Look,
Spec
this
Ops
is
Punisher.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Fernando just said, I'm going to have to wait till the hype dies down because I've been wanting to buy the Hot Toys Flash. I could have gotten him from Pop Culture for $180 a couple months ago, and now he's over $450 on eBay. That's what happens.
I never would have thought that Flash would make it to that price, though.
Nobody did, but then it was like, hey, everybody, the Snyder Cut's coming
Re-release.
out. And then the hype starts. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I've actually secretly
Don't
been in
do
love
it.
with Justice League the whole time. It's like,
They're
but
gonna
have
re-release
you?
all of them.
Or are you saying that because the movie came out?
Yeah,
They're
that's
gonna
a good.
re-release all of them, not just Nightmare and Dark Suit. I bet you they do the whole line over.
What do you guys think of Okay, I know Dean doesn't like Batman, but Eddie, what do you think of tactical Batman and Sean?
The tactical
Okay,
suit.
Yeah, tactical suit.
Yeah,
'cause I
think
like
it
how
looks
that suit
really
looks.
good. Yeah, I think it's a good mix between the armor and his regular suit. You know, I don't like the goggles though.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I don't
I-
either. Those
yeah.
are corny as hell.
Yeah,
real
no.
quick, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. Just putting that out
Whoa.
there.
That warehouse scene, you
think,
watch that, and yeah, it's funny because you watch that the first time, and you're like, oh, that was pretty sick, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, we haven't seen that on screen by a live action Batman ever.
Yeah,
Right.
I will agree with you, but I think Pattinson's gonna give him a run for his money. Because
I
that
hope so.
trailer, when he beats the shit out of that goon,
Yeah.
that was in that 1 second, that was way more badass than that warehouse scene.
Yeah, I hope.
So you think
I
one's gonna
hope
play
that
a better Bruce Wayne and
that
one plays
turns
a
out.
better Batman?
I don't think either of them are good Bruce Wayne. Christian Bale is a good Bruce Wayne.
I will say that's the one thing I really don't like about Ben Affleck's Batman is they tried to make him like Tony Stark. Because Batman's like almost like everyone's babysitter.
Tony Stark, how? Because I don't think he's funny or like
Oh, but he's always got a smart ass thing to say. Like after someone says something, Batman will come in with like a quip. But in like the comics or even the cartoons, he's not like that at all.
Yeah.
He's real serious, very like stern. Like I said, he's like everyone's babysitter.
Yeah.
But in the movie,
that's why I hated the first Justice League, because they made him into such like a joke that I was like, this is not Batman. This is not like, what is this?
Do you think it's timely though? Like maybe it's like the timing, because like that was pretty fresh off like one of the Marvel movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they wanted to make him like the Tony Stark of the Justice League.
It's pretty funny that you bring it up, because I was talking to my brother. He's a huge DC fan, and I was talking. He has already seen the new cut, and he was saying, where the fuck was I going with this? Never mind. Like I
was really excited.
Completely. Oh no, this is where it was. Okay, the Whedon. So the Whedon cut, the first Justice League. He did that on purpose. He wanted exactly what Sean said. He wanted it to feed off. Marvel was so popular that he wanted it. He thought if he made it that way, that it would be just as popular as Marvel, and that's what the fans wanted. But I think the fans want different with DC, and the darker shit works better. It works way better.
I thought, like thinking back to like MCU and then how they did Justice League, I think like how they had those main characters jump in together before they even gave them any kind of backstory as to like previous movies was a cool idea, you know, and then eventually giving them their own movies, or at least like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, you know. But
I was when I was talking to my brother, I was asking him, did they at least remove the scene from the first Justice League when Superman had just come back and he kind of knocks Batman against the police car? Batman kind of looks up at him and he gives him that look that he gave him on Ferris Bueller when he's like, Ferris Bueller, you're my hero. Like, it's exactly how he looks at Superman, like, you're my hero. And I was like, look at this fucking weak ass Batman. Piece of shit.
That being said, I still really enjoy Ben Affleck's Batman. In the moments where he's not like making a funny joke, because it's just not Batman at all.
Yeah.
Like even the Lego Batman is somehow better.
I love the guy that does his voice of the Lego
me too.
Batman. That dude's hilarious.
I love Lego Batman. So in fact, that's the only Lego I own is Lego Batman.
Did you watch Lego Builders? Or do you ever watch that show like where it's like Lego Building Wars and he hosts it? It's hosted by that dude.
I didn't know that was him.
He right away walks out on stage. He's like, I'm Batman.
I did not know that was him.
Yeah, it's Will Arnett.
That's awesome.
So I was looking on Ox, and I'm seeing more pictures of the SH Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm gonna take back what I said. It actually looks pretty cool.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say. Is that like sometimes SH, sometimes those first pictures of SH figure arts are tough. So you kind of got to give them a chance.
You get Red Wing with it, and it has a base, right? And it has a little stand for Red Wing.
Did you guys? Speaking of SH, did you see what Adam posted in the Collecting Weekly chat, the auxiliary group? I don't know what his name is from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah. What's his name?
Is that a spoiler?
I don't know
because
I've never seen Stranger
Didn't they show
Things.
that at the end of the last season?
Oh, I guess they did actually.
They didn't show him like that. That is
Hopper.
somewhat of a spoiler.
Whoops, my bad.
No, I mean that's not you. We know Hopper's alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
SH is doing Stranger Things figures.
Interesting.
Isn't
Dude,
this
so
kind
there's
of
a Stranger
spoiler?
Things Dungeons and Dragons crossover.
I don't know. Let me see it. I can't see it.
It's the Bucky with the cap shield.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
know
don't.
that's
I
gonna
still,
happen.
I still don't think Bucky looks all that great. But definitely, you put his goggles on, and
Don't
you
they
can
throw it to
you
each
can
other
deal
in
with
the
that.
trailers?
Do they? Because
Yeah.
the whole thing was Cap passed the mantle on to.
Yeah, but
Falcon, right?
I don't know if I consider that
Falcon.
a spoiler because if you know, I'm not a comic guy like Sean. Like I don't know about comics, but I know that they were both Captain Americas at some point.
Okay, that's a terrible. Like, who the fuck is that supposed to be?
I actually thought it was. I didn't think it
looks
was
like
him.
looks like
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, dude.
That's exactly who I thought it was from. Wow, I can't remember shit today.
The
What's
Shining,
the movie?
bro.
The Shining. That's what it looks like. The dude from The Shining.
Jack Nicholson.
Not yeah, but I don't know the name of the character. I know.
Oh,
Oh,
it's Jack.
isn't it Jack?
Yeah, it is Jackson.
I'm looking at the pictures now, Dean. What you're talking about, that Black Series Jackson, compared
Yeah.
to the comic book, compared to the figure. Oh my god!
It's like a different character.
Like you see him in the comic book, and you're like, oh, he's almost made for kids. And then you see the figure,
Thank
and you're
you,
like,
OG.
oh, he's gonna kill me while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to sleep in my house.
All right. Well, we should end the show. We're pretty well far past the time. Thanks, everyone. It's been a fun show. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Small Talk, the show where we talk about nothing important. I'm your host, Dylan. Sean.
I'm Sean.
Dean.
I'm Eddie.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Right.